Well, Murray and Roberts has delivered infrastructure throughout South and Southern Africa for more than 110 years. The group was established in 1902. That was a long
That's a
time
while ago.
And offers construction, civil, mechanical, electrical and process engineering.
So the market cap here is 6.9 billion rand. So that's astonishing. These are well-known, highly regarded companies that have been talked about for years and years and years, and we're talking about market caps of less than 10 billion rand. Price to earnings ratio 7.24. The dividend yield there is showing up as positive. Maybe that's based on the prior period, but they certainly skipped their dividend in their most recent results. So as far as I'm concerned, that gives them a dividend yield of 0, because people look to those dividend yields to assess the extent to which companies currently distributing money, and at the moment that is not anything positive at all.
Murray and Roberts, something of a fallen angel.
Yes. It was the darling share in the 2007-2008 period. They did extremely well. They had all the contracts, the 2010 World Cup, the Eskom contract, the Australian subsidiary was doing extremely well, and then quite frankly the wheels fell off. And certainly right now in Australia they're taking pain because mining is being scaled back there enormously. The low oil price is a disaster for future activity there. And in South Africa, very similar to Wilson Bailey, there's just, quite frankly, not much happening. And they've had a few mega projects, Murray and Roberts, which have actually turned against them.
Specifically Dubai.
Yeah.
There was a Middle East contract.
Dubai Airport,
Yeah.
that's
Dubai
correct.
Airport.
And of course the
and a few
Gautrain
domestic
one.
ones, the Gautrain one year as well. You know, despite very high volumes in the Gautrain, not making any money.
Well, where to from here?
Look, they did a rights issue as well in amongst the midst. Henry Last was at pains to try and the
Turn
new
around.
CEO to turn the whole thing around. But if you look at the most recent results, there's a deterioration in the order book. So that's like, you know, a couple of years ago, a company like this would have had a forward order book, you know, with various degrees of certainty of somewhere in the region of 30 to 40 billion rand. That's now kind of coming back down to the sort of 20 to 30 billion rand. Profits are hard to come by. As Wayne says, the Clough operation in Australia has done well, but it's again picked up a few contract-related disputes with some of the work as it tails off. And it's hard, you know. I mean,
This
some of the big stuff they've
business
done.
in the construction space.
Yeah.
Because in addition to the mining projects, there was also that big offshore gas terminal which they put in, which, you know, that sort of work isn't going ahead anymore with the same kind of energy because commodity markets are so much lower. Bring it back to the Medupi project. They're also involved with that. That also, you can imagine what kind of a contractual shambles there's going to be when you hear about the project having run now upwards of 150 billion rand and counting. With all the delays, that stuff is never good from a dispute point of view.
I think we have to call it, hot or not,
No,
on Murray and Roberts. But look at that share price. Surely this could be the value play of
It
the
could
decade.
be. It could be, but I've learned a little bit about value traps when the environment is poor. Look, you don't.
You're saying this is a value trap.
Yeah.
And there are no two ways about
you
it.
don't know what's going to turn. What will turn the company up? Are we going to get 5% growth in South Africa in
No,
the next
not in the
3-4
short
years?
term.
No. You could get a recovery in the commodity market. That could happen. You know, especially if the US is growing strong, China growing strong. We've already got low interest rates, so that can't boost it because they're here already. So you just don't see what's going to get it going, unfortunately, the whole sector.
Not hot.
No.
Paul, not hot or not. I'm not even going.
At a
Can't
global
even ask
level,
the question
I don't know, maybe
appropriately
you're going
anymore.
to get India coming to the fore with accelerated growth rates and commodity prices rising on that. That sort of thing is a possibility. I think they've done a lot of homework. I don't think it goes all that much lower, but again, even though the recent results looked okay and the sequential performance looked okay, there's a bit of a concern about future profitability. So I'm afraid I think it's reasonably priced at the current level, so not hot for me.